If you want to catch the next 1800x or the next 2000x or maybe even the next 10,000x, well, you are in the right channel because everything I'm talking about is pumping a lot. We're doing extremely well, and I'm going to break down the most important charts of the day. These charts are all going to outperform the market. They're already doing quite well. All I'm seeing is green candles. Everything I own and my core community owns is pumping. We're getting rich. Alt season is here, and you got to watch until the end because you need to understand the reasons why I'm holding what I'm holding and why they will succeed. So no further ado, let's get started. Very important show today. Might be one of the most important ones I've ever made. Stay until the end for the most important alpha. 1, 2, 3, no time to waste. Let's get on to it. And here we are, my friends, with Troll. What an amazing trade. Just as I predicted, it bounced off the 37 million line, which was previous resistance. If you look at the candle close here on the 28th of April, the candle close here is where we bounced off right now. And it's just the typical thing that I'm always talking about. Resistance turns into support, all-time highs, again and again and again. I'm always saying the same thing, but it's true. Look, right here, resistance turning into support, all-time highs. That's what you want. These are the patterns that you need to understand. Previous resistance turning into support, very bullish signal. And that means you can get in, even if you just want to scalp and get a 50%, a 30% trade in. Troll is up 40% on the 24 hours, 2.5 million liquidity. Like, you can scalp these meme coins with 100k even, and you can make a lot of money just scalping these more liquid coins. Troll's doing amazing. Everybody knows Troll. I told you guys, it's one of the best memes out there. I told you guys, when it comes to pumped up fun memes, this is one of the most important ones. This is one of those that you just have to pay attention to that can do extremely well. And here we are at all-time highs again. And as I said, 100 million. I honestly think it's gonna go to like 200, 150 million. On to the next. Let's talk about Momo. There's a very secret, important, hidden pattern right now happening to Momo. Let me switch the price because I need a clean chart. Look at this. This might be the most important pattern, even more important than resistance support when it comes to memes. Why? TA on meme coins works better than I think maybe on any other asset because there's no fundamental. So the fundamental is actually the technical analysis because everyone's looking and watching these patterns, and that's how they trade these coins. So TA on memes actually works. And this pattern is the most bullish pattern in existence. It's called head and shoulders, but an inverse head and shoulders because head and shoulders is actually quite bearish. So what do you see here happening right now? This, my friends, is an inverse head and shoulders. So a head and shoulders pattern, which is this pattern, usually marks the top. This is a top signal, right? But right now we're seeing the inverse. So if you see a pattern like this, the price is probably going to go down. But if you see the inverse, the price is probably going to go up. And we're seeing the inverse right now, which is extremely bullish, So I just wouldn't fall for the fake outs. Be careful with these fake outs. Traders are looking for these patterns. A lot of them are not going to buy and hold like we, but these are the type of patterns they're looking at to trade. Probably exit at like 80 million, 50 million, market cap 60 million. They see the narrative. There's a narrative. They see the community. They see the TA. Everything is lining up, and we have all the fundamentals. I think Momo is setting itself up for what I told you guys yesterday, escape velocity. There's really nothing much to add when it comes to Momo. I would like to say something. Yesterday, I was on this guy's channel, Crypto Hustle, and I was talking there for like 40 minutes, 30 minutes. I would have loved to stay for an hour, 2 hours, but I had stuff to do with my daughter. But anyways, I talked about Momo and I talked about Pulse Chain. Very good conversation. I think you guys should follow him. The video is doing amazing, 1K views in like 15 hours. He had Murad on a couple months ago, so very well connected guy, smart guy. He's been here since 2016. I like this guy a lot. I want to go there again, and I think you guys should watch the show because I think it was very important and good. You can also come to my page and watch it on my X. Now, enough with the memes. Let's talk about tech and let's talk about Pulse Chain. Just as I predicted. I mean, this is kind of a meme, but I literally did predict the Pico bottom here at 170. Like literally the Pico bottom before this entire green candle. This is Pulse Chain on the month, and I'm telling you, I can feel a giant green dildo is gonna happen in the next 2 to 3 months. We're just gonna have one of those like a monthly candle that's gonna look like this. I don't know if it's gonna be the next. I don't know if it's gonna be 2 months. It's just the next 2-3 months. One of these candles is gonna look like this. It's gonna be like a massive all-time high candle close, like perfectly closing green. That's what I think is gonna happen. This is the last month where you're gonna get extremely cheap pulse. Above 681 million market cap, you're gonna get a more fair pulse price that's more in tune with what people sacrificed. Above 1.5 billion, that's when the FOMO actually starts. That's when the greed starts. That's when we're gonna see insanity, the parabolas, everything lining up. So you can still get cheap pulse. I think pulse is gonna outperform 99% of altcoins out there. I've already explained the reasons on my video yesterday with 𝗲𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗏. You can understand the reasons even more. The SEC clearance, the fact that Richard Hart is one of the best founders, is one of the most ethical founders in crypto, one of the smartest founders in crypto, and the community is also one of the smartest communities in crypto. A lot of people will laugh at what I just said, but fuck you because you don't know what you're talking about. And it's not just one of the smartest communities in crypto, it's one of the loudest and craziest communities as well. It can compete with XRP, with Cardano, etc. If you look at the market caps of those coins, and then you look at market cap of Pulse, and you extract Richard Hart's coins, so you would have to extract like 90%. You have to like basically remove a 0 zero, you're buying something that's at like 30 million, 40 million that has a potential to be the next XRP, if you're just comparing market cap. So when I say 1000x from the bottom, I'm not kidding. Like, study what Hex did. If this thing pulls a Hex, market cap wise, which market cap is just a fake metric, but let's just say market cap wise, it's gonna end up here. Did you see what happened to the chart? Yeah, flatline. Everything happening now is dust. It's not gonna mean anything. I mean, if you enter here, it's gonna mean everything, but chart wise, it's just gonna be so compressed. Only the OGs are gonna know what buying at these prices meant. Then we have Pulsex. Look at the double formation here. Look, Pulsex is just gonna explode. Look at this chart. It's just higher and higher and higher lows for 2.5 years. Look at how the chart is. Like, if this was a meme coin, this is like, you would buy this, right? But the thing is, this isn't a meme coin. This is a Uniswap fork with insane game theory, buy and burns. This is just gonna print one of those green candles to all-time highs, like 24, 28. Like, I'm so bullish Pulse Pulsex and the Richard Heart ecosystem. Like, when it actually happens, I'm just gonna say, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. You guys gotta follow 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. He's the #1 whale on the Pulse ecosystem. He's a good VC, long-term good VC. He's Ashkenazi. This is very bullish. Ashkenazi people are like the border collies of human beings. Very smart. So he's already said that he has no intentions of selling anything this cycle. So if you retract Richard Heart coin, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 coins, supply is in extremely good hands. That's why I say 1000x from the bottom is very, very possible. And you guys gotta follow him because he's supporting a lot of the people building in the community, giving them millions of dollars to build stuff. So I'm very bullish this community. Look, when it comes to Momo, it's very bullish. If you want a good entry, you gotta sign up on Padre in the link down below. Padre has a ton of features, a ton of brand new features, by the way, that make Padre the literal best tool to trade anything on chain. Sign up with my link. I would just go market, buy the dip if you want to trade, stack some limit orders, like, 25, 26, just leave those limit orders there. And then, okay, I want to sell at 70 mil, but I might be asleep. You come here on Take Profit and you set whatever percentage from your entry you want to sell. With one buy order, you have everything set. Your stop loss, your exit strategy, and your entry with one click. Only Padre offers you this on SVM and EVM. So Solana and Ethereum, virtual machine. And they're probably going to be on stuff like Abstract very soon. And I told the founders, get us on Pulse Chain. We need Padre on Pulse Chain as well. So these founders are great. This is the best tool to trade anything on chain. Anyways, this was today's video. There's not a lot to add other than all the stuff I've been talking about is kind of just all bullish. So follow CoinTalk. Follow me if you want to get rich, because my net worth is at all-time highs. Yours should be as well if you're following my show. Everything is going up. Everything is beautiful. Everything is perfect. And the cycle has barely even actually started. So how much better off are we going to be in 6 months? My whole objective here is not for me just to win. I want you guys to win as well. I want my core community to become rich with me. I want to have like a strong, rich community that when we go into other projects, we go with size and we support those projects. And we are like well-known, rich, strong community. Like everybody in crypto is going to know the CoinTalk community. Anyways, this was today's show. Everything is happening beautifully. I'm very happy. If you have DMs that you want to share when it comes to profits you've made, feel free. There's a ton of people sharing those with me. I love hearing your stories. See you guys tomorrow with more updates and what's happening in the crypto markets. Bye bye.